Hello again everyone, welcome back to Landric Plays! Today we're going to be playing a little bit more Darkest Dungeon. Last episode we recruited some more adventurers. We recruited 2 Arblasters and a spare Plague Doctor, and we went back on another expedition to the ruins. We killed a whole bunch of monsters, and we came back with a whole bunch of treasure, so things are still going pretty well for us. Nothing's gone horribly wrong yet. Hopefully things will continue to be peachy. So, what happened while we were away? Well, we sent Bryn on to the Abbey to get some stress relief. He's feeling a lot better now. And we've also unlocked the blacksmith and the guild, so let's take a look at that. So here's the guild.
Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
Yes, they must. And the guild lets us unlock new skills, upgrade existing skills and things like that. So let's take Dismas for example. If we add him here, here are all the different skills. So we can't upgrade any yet. We've got to upgrade the guild before we can do that. But we can change the skills around, we can get ones we want. So for example, so far I've not been using Tracking Shot. So maybe it's worth getting something else like Duelist's Advance, or Point Blank Shot, or Wicked Slice. I think I might actually do that. Yeah, we've got plenty of money. Let's give it a go. Let's see if we can upgrade this so far. Okay, so we can't upgrade the mastery yet, which lets us upgrade the skills, but we can upgrade the training regime, which makes things a bit cheaper. And, you know, we're still early days, so I don't think we need to worry about getting the second level of any of the skills. We might want to save up for it, but I think it's actually better right now to spend these heirlooms on this training regime, just to make things a bit cheaper, because we're probably going to buy a couple of these to get our skills exactly the way we want them. So let's get that now.
Some may fall, but their knowledge lives on.
There we go. So things are a little bit cheaper right now. Yeah, so like I say, we've never used Tracking Shot. We could change it for Duelist's Advance, which actually moves you forward when you use it. But because we've had Dismas in position 2, he'd advance straight into the front, and I don't think that's what we want. Point Blank Shot, again, you can only use it in position 1, so I don't think we're going to get that. I think we're going to get Wicked Slice. It's a bit similar to Open Vein, but it does a little bit more damage in return for not having the bleed chance, which is fine against things like the skeletons that we've been facing so far. So let's grab that. Now, you can only have 4 skills active at a time, so we need to make sure to toggle that off, toggle that on. And let's go through our other characters and see if there's anything we want to change. So again, we've not really used Bulwark of Faith on Reynold. We've used Stunning Blow once, and having a stun is quite nice, so we better keep that around. But we could have Battle Heal, which just heals between 2 and 2, so it heals exactly 2. Okay. Holy Lance, you can only use from the back. So it moves you forward, which is good if you get swapped around. So maybe we'll actually get that as just sort of like an emergency thing. If Reynold gets pushed to the back of the party, instead of wasting our time and moving, we can attack and move. That's not actually a bad idea. Or we can have an Inspiring Cry, which removes some stress. It heals for 1, and it adds 5 to the torch. So a couple of like very minor heals. The stress heal is nice. There are not many skills that do that, but it is only 6. I think we get the Holy Lance, and I think we keep that around as a backup. Now, we don't want to blow all of our money, because we've still got a provision for the next mission. But I think upgrading those right now isn't too bad an idea. It gives us a little bit more flexibility and some sort of backups for things. Now, this is what I should have done first, actually. So, Tangsok over here. She's a little bit stressed. Maybe we could afford to put her in a stress relief, you know, give her some R&R just so she feels a bit better, but I think we can afford to let it build up a little bit more. What we've been doing with Tangsok is we've been leaving her at the back, which means she can't use Mace Bash and she can't use Hand of Light. She can only use those from the front, and we've been leaving her at the back and healing things. So I think what we definitely want to do is to unlock so maybe Illumination, but we've been keeping her right at the back, so she won't be able to use this either. But I think we're going to unlock Dazzling Light, which is a ranged stun that increases the torch as well, which is quite nice. And Judgment, which is a self-heal and a little bit of damage. So if we just need to finish somebody off quickly, that will come in quite handy. So let's swap those around while we're here. So that and that we want to get rid of, and that we want to add. Still preferred position is the back, which is good. And actually, while we're here, we picked up a healing charm from the last thing. And because she's our healer, let's pop that down there. We've also got this Blight Resist, which reduces your dodge but improves your Blight Resist. Might as well equip it with somebody. I think we'll equip it to Reynold, because, you know, he's our big tanky crusader. I think having slightly less dodge on him is fine. Do we want to change anyone else's skills? Good question. I think right now I'm actually going to be happy with what we've got. We might come back to this. We'll have a look. So I think, what else? Oh yeah, so we also unlocked the blacksmith, which lets us upgrade weapons and armor. So let's check that out.
The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
Weapons of war is exactly what we're going to need. So let's check the upgrades first. So we can't afford weaponsmithing and we can't afford armor smithing, so we can't actually upgrade anything yet. But we can reduce the cost when we get there. So yeah, we can't upgrade either of these. So we could upgrade the furnace ahead of time, but I think actually that we will save, just because there's no point upgrading this until we've got one of these. So never mind, we'll come back to that. So we didn't actually spend any gold there. Maybe we can afford to swap somebody else's skills around. So we swapped yours, yours, and yours. It's always a bit tricky. You want to invest enough money in your characters so that they can survive, but if they don't survive, then it's a wasted investment. Oh, look, it's daylight. That's very nice. No, I think we'll be fine for now. We can always come back and spend some money on them if they survive. Which leads us to the question of where do we go and who do we take with us? So we've unlocked the Weald now, which is sort of the foresty woods surrounding the hamlet and the mansion. I think we'll go there next. 100% of room battles. It's not necessarily what we want, and we get some gold, some heirlooms, and a bleeding pendant, which is for a Hellion, which is a character that we've not got yet. But it's not a bad one. Plus 30% bleed skill, doesn't have any debuffs. We'll just check the others. So that's for bounty hunters only. We'll actually, that's an excellent point now I think about it. Who's arrived on the stagecoach? We forgot to do that. So we've got a man-at-arms, a Vestal, and a Crusader. And we've got spare slots, so we might as well grab all of those.
Of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Well, there's one eye. So do I want to spend some money on these newbies and get them some experience a little bit quicker? That's not a bad idea, actually. Let's have a look at... So, we've actually got a very strong backline. So everyone... Yeah, everyone generally here prefers to be at the back, except for our Crusader, our Man-at-Arms, and obviously our first two. I'm quite fond of our first two. I'm going to see if we can get these guys right to the end without dying. That's probably not going to happen, but, you know, it could. What skills has he got? He's got the same set that Reynold had at the start, so that's not too bad. We could swap one out, but I'm not that worried. Those three have been putting in good work for us. He's afraid of the ruins. This guy, again, happier at the front, which is good. We definitely need to sort of work up a front line just in case something happens to these two. He's afraid of beasts. Obsessed with the paranormal, and he's slightly cheaper to upgrade his armor for. That's not too bad. So we've got Judgment, Dazzling Light, Divine Grace, and the Hand of Light, which again we probably won't be using with this character very much because I tend to put the Vestals on the backline. You can spec them, so if you did go for Mace Bash and Hand of Light, you can have a very, very strong frontline fighter who can also do a little bit of healing here and there. But I think I prefer having them at the back and sort of really maxing out that healing. Good, so who do we want to take with us? That's the question. I think for now, we ignore these new folks. We try and get a little bit more experience on our regulars, and then when they're, getting stress relief or whatnot in town, then we start building up these guys. We don't want to get these guys too far ahead, but I think for now, it's totally fine to give these a go. Do I go as the same set from last time? Well, I've just spent money on them, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's a pretty good combination. So that's provision. Get some free stuff. I'm still going to get 6 food just in case, because you really don't want to run out of that. I'll get another shovel. Another key. A couple of torches. I think I'll go for 7 again. 7 seems like a good number. And I'm actually going to get an anti-venom and some herbs. Just because we're going to the forest. I think that's a good setup. Now, it does only leave this many slots for treasure, but I think we'll actually use some of these as we're going. And we can always throw them away if we don't need them, but it's a shame to throw away like 150 gold worth of bandages without using them. If you live for risk and darkness, by all means bring few torches. Well, no, 7's plenty. 7's probably more than plenty for a short dungeon.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves.
So,
Let's burn out this evil.
Alright, burn out the evil. Good. So our quest this time is to complete 100% of room battles. And we've got a little scout at the start, and we can see that here, this room's empty. There's 2 curios in the way, but there's a battle there. And I don't really want to risk a battle that I don't have to fight. So I think I'm going to ignore this room, and we're just going to go straight up to here. Go straight for this room battle. There's some curios on the way. We can pick up some stuff in boxes. And we got some stashed heirlooms, some crests.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
And a torch. Perfect. Everything's coming up, Reynold. Keep the torch nice and high, because remember, the more it drops, the more likely we are to be attacked and surprised and take stress. We might find better treasure, but I don't think it's worth it. Not at this stage, anyway. We want to keep a strong roster. So, what the hell are these? So we've got some fungal scratchers and some fungal artillery. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. These guys are a little bit resistant to blight, not very resistant to bleed, so we can still probably try and bleed them. So I think we're going to sort of hammer on these guys first and just take them out of the picture. Monsters with high protection. Protection absorbs attack damage. So blight and bleed ignore protection. Yeah, they've got 33% protection, yeah, so we probably want to try and use bleed skills on these guys if we can. And now see, because Tangsok has these extra skills, she doesn't have to waste her time healing people that don't really need it. So, what do we want to do? I think we go for a Dazzling Light. We go for an attempted stun. This guy's got 25% stun resist, but so it doesn't do any damage, but does it stun? Yes.
May we find victory.
So that's actually a lot more effective than healing, because we've, instead of wasting healing on somebody that doesn't need it, we've prevented this guy from doing damage in the first place. So we can't use Yolan to target this guy in the front. So I think, let's see, 14... I think we stand a better chance of doing consistent damage to the back. So he's marking prey again, so it only does a little bit of damage, but it does give this mark, which means these guys can do a special attack that deals extra damage here. Which isn't the end of the world. We can deal with that. We can heal it up. Ooh, that's less good. So he tried to blight both of our backline. Let's see. So this guy is going to take 2 damage on his turn. He's got 5 hit points left, so it's not going to kill him, but we probably could get away with doing a Grape Shot. It'll do 2 to 3, so it might kill him, it might not. No, I think better safe than sorry. I think we go for the definite kill. And now we can definitely ignore him because he's going to take 4 damage on his turn. He's only got 2 left. so we can start focusing on this guy. That's true. The Blighted, I could use the anti-venom, but 2 damage per... No, you're fine. I'm just going to do a party heal. 3 across the board. That's more than plenty. Rain of Blight. Okay, so that is going to start stacking up. Okay, they resisted. That's alright then. Because we don't want them to stack up a lot of Blight. That would be bad. Ooh, he got a crit, which... Yeah, stress damage and a lot of damage there. Try and get another bleed on this guy, which sort of circumvents his protection. Good. Okay, I know you feel faint, but you actually need to focus on healing this guy. There we go. Bam. 8, and the bleed will probably kill him off next round, so we can focus on these guys. See, he's got 3, and it'll do 1 to 3, so no, we definitely want the assured kill. There we go. Escape Cloud. Okay, so he's done a little bit of damage and a blight and moved to the back, which doesn't really help him because we've got a pro sniper in our party. And now he's in second position because that guy died of bleed. He didn't leave a corpse, so we can try and open vein on this guy. They've got a little bit of protection as well, so yeah, we definitely want sort of like bleeds and blights if we can do it. Try and get a last little heal on this guy before the combat ends, and then pow. Ah, I was hoping that I'd finish him off. Yeah, more blight, that's probably going to stack. Yeah, so he's taking 2 damage per round for 3 rounds. He's taking 1 damage. They'll be okay, it'll be fine. Got some more gold, some more gems, that's fine. What's this? A pristine fountain. Let's drink from it. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, nothing. Brilliant. It reinvigorates him. He takes 20, or minus 20 stress damage, I suppose, so he's only on 26 now. That's pretty good. And we get a scout. So again, this room here is empty and there's a battle on the way, so I'm just going to ignore it. We don't need to fight this. We don't want to risk too many injuries too early, and certainly not too much stress over time.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
So we've got a thorny thicket, which blocks our path, but luckily we brought a shovel with us so we can dig our way through. We could dig our way through by hand, but we'd take a lot of stress damage, some damage, and yeah, it wouldn't be very nice. Right, so beforehand we were sort of getting through these guys very, very easily, but now we're actually, the wounds are stacking up, so I'm glad we've got our healer still. I think we're going to get our sniper to focus on this guy at the back, because he's attacking everyone at once. He's doing a lot of damage, that's going to mount up very quickly. I think we're going to get you to focus on him as well. There we go. Would have been nice to get him before he could do any damage at all, but I think these guys have very high speed, which means they tend to go first. Again, so he managed to attack 2 of us. And point blank shot. Oh no. Is that going to push him back? Yeah, it pushes him back. But we've... why can't we use Holy Land? Oh. I was going to say we were clever and we invested in this skill, but we can only use that if we're at the actual back. Which is a bit of a shame, but, you know, it doesn't matter too much. Now, I'd like to go on the stun for this guy. It's a 50-50 chance. I think we're going to have to risk it. Is he stunned? Yes. Stack up as much damage on this guy as we possibly can before he becomes unstunned. I think stack up some healing on this guy. A crit, that's fantastic, so he gets a little bit of stress relief. So when you drop to 0 hit points in this, you don't instantly die, you just become at death's door, which gives you a whole bunch of debuffs, but you have a chance of dying every time you take further damage. So it's not an instant death, ooh, which is lucky because it will probably happen at some point to one of our guys. He's getting worryingly close right now, and we've got more battles to go at the end of this. Let's see, he's going to take 4 bleed damage. He's on 5 health. That's quite annoying. I think we're going to go for the party heal and hope for a crit. It moves them all up a little bit, that's not too bad. He's going for somebody at full health. Don't care about that. Even though they're bleeding, 1 damage per round, 3 rounds. It's probably fine. Getting him out of the picture was very, very important to us. And because he actually leaves a corpse, this guy is stuck in position 3, so we still get to snipe at him, which is actually really handy. Corpse is still going to take damage over time from the bleed, so it'll disappear eventually, but for now... So, we can only attack the corpse, which we don't want to do, so I'm going to move back into our usual position. Start healing up our tank again. Do I want to bandage you? It's only 1 damage per round now, so I think I'm just going to take it and pow.
Give them no quarter.
There we go. So we got some gold.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
He's very pessimistic. Well, I suppose he probably has a right to be, but, you know, I'm still feeling good about that fight. We got some gold, we got a dark crown, minus 25 stress if torch below 26, plus 15 virtue chance if torch below 26. So the darker it is, the better this item will work, or rather this item only works when the torch is dark. So actually not that useful for us, because right now I'm keeping it very high, but it's good to have just for later. What's this? A beast carcass. Something has recently mutilated this creature. Now we could just interact with this straight away. I don't trust it. I think we probably should use an item on this. Probably holy water's not going to help. I think anti-venom or medicinal herbs is probably the best choice. Counters blights, poisons and toxins. Used to cleanse items and prevent maladies. Cleanse items, there we go, that sounds good. Let's try that. It rids it of disease. We get 8 food. And I think now actually would be a good chance to just use some of this food to heal up. Just a little bit. Just use 2. There we go, that'll be nice. Okay, so we've got another room battle. Luckily they're surprised. So what have we got here? We've got some ectoplasm and some more cultists. Does the ectoplasm bleed? It can bleed, but it's unlikely. Same for blight, so I think we might just go for the wicked slice. It doesn't have any protection, so the slice is probably fine. Pow. How much health have you got? 2. How much does Dazzling Light do? 1 to 3. Judgment? 4 to 8. 4 to 8 is not bad, actually. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Judgment on this guy, try and bring him down a little bit, and then hope Renault can... Okay, that works too. I was going to say, hope Renault can take them both out with 1 shot, but didn't need to do that. So now we can do some damage to this one and hope Renault can take them out in 1 shot with his Zealous Accusation. Boom! Both of them gone and a crit. That's fantastic. So we get massive stress release across the relief across the party. Though their critical sort of put some of it back, which is a bit of a shame. And they're still trying to mess with our party order, but we've resisted quite nicely. Brilliant. So, they went first. We've got all of our moves remaining, so I could do some damage or a stun, but I'm actually just going to go for the heal. And it's a crit. This is fantastic. I'm getting a lot of crits in this fight. Just go straight for the smite. Bam. Annihilated. Annihilated indeed. Crests, gold, always good. And that was it, really. So if we click continue adventure. Some curios, a trap, an empty room. We might as well go and have a look at those curios. Let's just have a look at that. It's getting a little bit dark. Keep the torch up. So it's another beast carcass, but we don't have any, what was it, the medicinal herbs this time, so I'm going to ignore that. In any case, we don't need the food, but we get some extra loot. Some holy water, which will sell off at the end of the mission, and some gold, and a trap that I nearly walked straight into. Let's have Dismas disarm that. I don't know how you disarm a mushroom, but he managed it anyway, so good on him. I might actually leave the torch where it is, because let's just see where the scouting goes. Yeah, there's obviously nothing in there, because we know there's not a battle, but we can have a look at this curio anyway. We don't need to waste torches anymore. So we still use the hunger, so 4 food, gain 5% health each. The health doesn't matter anymore, because as soon as we leave they're all going to get back to full health. But it's a shame we can't sell it off. There we go, 25 gold. So I'm not sure that balances out the cost of the food, but it's fine. It'll probably be alright. So, quest complete.
The agents of pestilence will yet be driven from our woods.
That's right. So, we fought some forest monsters this time. We got the 3,000 gold. We got some extra heirlooms, and we got this bleeding pendant. So, if we see a Hellion on the stagecoach, we'll probably try and recruit them just so we can give them this, because this is quite a nice little charm. We sold off all of our extra stuff, got 1,000 gold, and we got some crests on the way. Not too bad. So, some more XP across the board. Ooh, some level ups. So Reynolds now level 2, Dismas is level 2. These guys are still level 1, but that's fine, they're getting there. Ligophobia. It's 20% stress if torch is below 26, so all the more reason for us to... In fact, I think he does bonus damage if it's higher anyway, so yeah, all the more reason for us to keep it high. 20% scouting chance in the wheel. Would have been nice to have that before the mission, but you know, not going to complain. Yolan's God-fearing, so she's only going to pray for stress relief, or she will only pray for stress relief. And Healer's Gift, so more healing boosts. And Tangsok gets Lurker. 10% damage if the torch is below 26. Probably not going to get to take advantage of that just yet, but oh well. So, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. See you all next time.